You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession.
This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Posture Screen, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Moguls, 5-Star Management, Chiro Health USA, Local Gold, The Goodman Factor, McCaffrey Clinical Mentoring, Chiro Thin, Unmarket Your Practice, and Free My Pain Now with Dr. Matt Doduro. Let's hustle.
Hey guys, Jim Chester here. This is an afternoon edition of the Chiro Hustle live stream. This one you don't want to miss, and you don't want to miss the opportunity that Dr. Matt Phinney has up in Grand Rapids. He is up there in Michigan, and I'm coming in from the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. And if you guys know anything about both of us, we get the job done. So if you guys want the job that Dr. Matt Phinney is offering, click the link above. It says get the job here, click here. So associate, man, I know that you've been working really hard in your marketplace up there in Grand Rapids, and the web address, if you guys wanted to click on his website, it's bestgrandrapidschiropractor.com. And if you guys wanted to take this opportunity, I'm going to close them before we start. If you guys wanted to take the opportunity to work with Dr. Matt Phinney, he is offering an associate job up in Grand Rapids. But why are you looking for somebody?
Yeah, so I've had multiple associates in the past, and really the goal is growth, not only internally, but growing that person so that they can come in, learn the recipe for a $1 million+ practice and eventually go do their own thing. Yeah, and I know, like, we were talking off camera, like the idea of having an associate, sometimes it's a little lopsided, and sometimes it feels like an indentured servitude. Tell me a little bit about like what your objective is with having an associate come to your practice. Yeah, I mean, the goal really is to get them up and running, learn how to find new business, learn how to set people up on care plans, learn how to retain that person, really all of the sort of facets that goes with, running $1 million+ practice annually. Really the goal is to get them up and running so that we have more good young docs out there able to be successful and continue to grow the profession.
Yeah, as I've been integrated into this amazing profession of chiropractic, I've seen so many opportunities where people are like, yeah, I want an associate, but I want them to like make me money, and I don't want to like actually have them like move away from like my practice after I teach them how to like harvest and hunt and put systems in. Like I know that that's a huge part of what you're going to do is you're going to actually like pour into somebody and allow them to learn from you. Let's talk a little bit about like what that looks like. You say that you're just looking for like a small window of opportunity for somebody to come up and learn from you.
Yeah, looking for somebody to come in 18 months, learn the systems, learn how to run a practice, learn how to build a team, learn how to do events, learn how to do workshops, learn how to set people up on care plans. I mean, at the end of the day, really learn how to save lives, because I think that's one of the big things a lot of students coming out of school were missing is really that sort of business acumen, like how to actually do it. We get a lot of theory and we get a lot of different sort of, there's my kids, get a lot of different theory, get a lot of different, hey, it should be like this and it should be like that from guys that really aren't even doing it anymore. And a lot of students are coming out of school, they're confident, they're ready, but they're just not quite certain. And so that I think that 12 to 18 month sort of window where they can learn and kind of figure it out and experience it and do it is critical to long-term success.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is so unique for the actual opportunity for somebody to come up and work with you. I did put your website across the bottom there, the bestchiropractorsgrandrapids.com. And I think that anybody that's interested in learning how to do systems and to build a practice, like, a chiropractic student can come out and they're in debt. They don't know where to go practice. Like we were talking earlier, they think they're going to go back to their hometown. They jump in with a guy that's been out for 7 years. They start practicing with somebody. They don't really learn what it is to like actually build freedom for themselves. All they're doing is building someone else's practice for, for the cause of like someone else's bank account. So I love the idea that you like set like a standard of time commitment to somebody. But here's the other side of it. You might actually make such a good relationship with this person that comes out for 12 to 18 months and learns from you, and they build themselves into your community. They build themselves into your practice. And now there's expectations that this person doesn't want to leave because they love working with you so much, or they can like play the other side of the game and they can go do their own thing. And I think that that's something really healthy that you're providing to the prospective associate position.
Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, if they want to stick around, that's great. I mean, at the end of the day, really choice is up to them. But really the goal is, I mean, to learn what they need to learn. And I think just getting back to what you just said there, I mean, I think is really one of the big sort of mistakes a lot of young docs make is they're like, hey, I want to go back to my hometown. And they're somewhat limited in terms of who they can work with there. So they end up just taking sort of an average position at an average office or even say below average. And the sad thing is, and this is really true, young docs out of school need to know this, is whoever you work with first, no matter what, you typically end up practicing fairly similar to that doc. So if it's an awesome doc, high volume doc, abundant doc, successful doc, I mean, that's what you can end up becoming. But if you get stuck in an average position, a lot of these young docs come out jaded and learn bad habits, and then it's tough to break them, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. And, the other side of that is there can be discourse that's built into that opportunity. And then you leave feeling burned or vacant, and both parties leave a little disenchanted too. So not only getting plugged into the wrong system, like earlier we were saying, like if you go do an internship or your preceptorship at a CBP office, guess what? You're probably going to run a CBP office. If you go in and you run a position that's like a peds practice, you're probably going to be like more inclined to run a pediatric practice. So let's talk a little bit about the practice style that you do run, so that can maybe get some people enticed to send in you or I a message.
Yeah. So myself, not that it matters what school I went to, but was a Palmer grad. So sort of a mixture of CBP, diversified adjusting, with some Pedibond protocol stuff mixed in there, just different weighting and stuff that we'll do. But really it's self-run. So, doc is adjusting, and then really any of the other stuff is done by my team. So really having a solid team in place, I think, is huge. And that's really one of the big things a lot of docs, especially young docs, have a tough time with is learning the systems to put a solid team together so that frees you up so you can elevate, you can do what you want to do. Just to kind of in a nutshell, structural corrections, start date, end date, to care. And then really we give wellness recommendations, and we're upfront about that.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Posture Screen, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Moguls, 5-Star Management, Chiro Health USA, Local Gold, The Goodman Factor, McCaffrey Clinical Mentoring, Chiro Thin, Unmarket Your Practice, and Free My Pain Now with Dr. Matt DeDuro. Let's hustle.
Yeah, I think that what you do is you give people the opportunity to get into a corrective style environment, but you're also looking at taking care of people from like cradle to grave. And I think knowing that you want people in your community to like become like members of your chiropractic practice, that's a really healthy thing too. I know that PVA is something that plays heavily into the chiropractic space, and like everybody really prides themselves on PVA and amount collected per visit. And I know those are like real metrics that every coach is going to drill you on like every week. So I think it's cool that you can teach somebody like coming into your system what it means to actually build a PVA, what it means to actually have lifetime patients, and what it means to actually like know what it is to collect and to build like a business that you can actually thrive with. And then to not have this indentured servant type position that like, gosh, I'm going to be here for the next 10 years and you're going to only cap me at this much money. Hopefully I get a Christmas bonus. No, you're like, come out here, learn how to hunt, learn how to harvest, learn how to run a system and make money. And then, yeah, so be it. You go out there and you want to go build your own practice and start your life after your time with me. That's like the dream position, man.
For sure. And that's the expectation up front. I mean, come and learn how to do it, learn the recipe, and then go do your own thing. You know, put in a solid, hard, 12 to 18 months where you go full, all out, ready to rock. And then when you come out, I mean, you're ready to do it on your own.
So let's go to like teacher trainer for a minute. If there was like, I love this question. Like if you were like in an elevator right now and you had access to like a Chiro student and like you had like 6 floors to share some pearls of wisdom with them, what would be like the first thing that you would say to them as they were like walking and getting their diploma?
I mean, first thing is figure out what you want. Define it and be super, super clear on what it is that you want. And then once you know what it is that you want, then you can go about and get it. You can go out and get it, make it happen. But a lot of times, yeah, people just don't even take the time to figure out exactly what it is that they want, or they have some type of construct of what they've heard they should have or other people do. Yeah, that's the key, man, figure out what the hell you want to do and then go make it happen.
So much is dependent upon clarity.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's one of the big things, even with PVA, is clarity. Conviction, they say conviction really, and this is from, I think, Stephen Franson, awesome coach, awesome leader. Conviction is really your ability to get new patients, your certainty, and again, I may be bastardizing this. Your certainty is actually about getting new patients. Your conviction is about converting, and then your clarity has to do with your retention. And when you look at those numbers, and you look at what areas you may be lacking in, from a practice standpoint, that really tells you what you need to focus on.
Yeah, and that's just it. And like one of the things we were going to talk about was like how you've built up like a Rolodex full of amazing influencers and teachers and coaches and like resources. So also, when you get this opportunity to go work with Dr. Matt Phinney, you get access to this amazing network that you've built. How long have you been in practice?
Been in practice now 9 years.
9 years, man. So anybody coming out of school or has been like out there for 2 years and you're kind of scuffling and you want to get like your bearings back, like going and working with you at your practice in Grand Rapids, number one, they get to work with like one of the greatest guys out there that's going to like do anything to like help build you up like as a person, but to teach you like the skill sets of running a business, like that's unheard of, man. So like knowing that you're going to pour into somebody, this guy has like deep roots, like with his team, his rugby team at Palmer College. Like I wore this shirt today, like in commemoration of Palmer, the Palmer rugby, the Wyvern right there. And I know you come from the old boys now. I call you an old boy. You've been out for 9 years from Palmer, and we've known each other for over a decade. So knowing what you've been able to accomplish, the amount of people that you have access to, and saying, hey, I want to hire somebody to come out and learn my systems and go do their own thing. Like it's such a great opportunity for somebody to go out there and work with you. I'm going to say a couple shout outs to people that have been commenting here. Dave Major says 2 of my favorites. Tim McFadden out there in Yakima, Washington says hello. And then Roberto Monaco says, yo, boys. And then we have Julie Capone Haynes that says, Jim Chester, being the great warrior of chiropractic health and wellness, proud of you. May God's blessing be poured out to you. And I love recognizing people because we can't do it without them. And thank you, everybody that's been supportive of Chiro Hustle and our message and our mission and what we've been able to do. If you guys haven't had a chance to yet, go over to Chiro Hustle and listen to one of our episodes. And if you so feel inclined, subscribe to us on YouTube. Go over to Instagram and give us a shout out or like one of our posts over there. Dr. Ryan Doyle, thank you for joining me today. Yo, yo, yo. It's one of my Men of Iron brothers. So as we jump a little bit deeper into this interview, Dr. Matt, let's talk a little bit about like advice if somebody wants to reach out to you and the best ways for them to get in touch with you.
Yeah, easy way. I'm accessible to any young docs looking to just connect if they have any questions. My phone number, I put that right on my site. on my card. I can put that in the links below, or I don't know what's the easiest way, Jim.
I would say anybody that wants to take advantage of the opportunity, reach out to me with direct message, and I can put you in with Dr. Matt, or reach out to him through Facebook Messenger, and he can follow up with you. Or if you guys know somebody that needs a rock star opportunity that's looking for a chiro placement, reach out to them and put them in touch with Dr. Matt or myself. And I just think it's important for people to know that there's a resource out there like what you're offering right now. And all I've known you to do is expand and grow since I've met you. So it's really cool to see that you're thriving to a place you're saying, hey man, Jim, I'd like to do a quick show with you, talk to you about my position that I have open. As far as placement, how soon are you looking to bring somebody on?
Yeah, looking for anybody or somebody, the right candidate, right? I'm not in a big rush to just bring someone in. It's got to be obviously the right fit, somebody that really wants to do it, within the next few months though.
Cool. Well, if you guys have like a burning desire to go work in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and have somebody that has resources and systems and the ability to teach you guys how to hunt and harvest and how to process a $1 million practice, reach out to Dr. Matt Phinney through direct message, or you can reach out to me personally through direct message on Facebook Messenger. Is there anything I didn't touch on that you'd like to share with our audience today?
Yeah, I just want a big thank you to you as well, Jim. I mean, you're a big part of practice growth, having worked with you and Jennifer in the last, couple of years. Your company and your ability to come out and connect and generate new clients, I mean, is just huge. There's really not anybody else out there that can do and produce this type of numbers that you produce. So, I mean, from a system standpoint, that's a big part of, growth and continued growth. So I really appreciate you and everything that you do. And if people are listening out there and they haven't had you out and that's something that they're interested in doing, I mean, I fully endorse you 110% and tell people about you all the time. So I really do appreciate what you do.
Well, the thing for me to you, and that's a big shout out and much appreciation, and I didn't expect that, but I will say that when you do bring somebody out there that's a new patient magnet specialist, you have to have systems in place to be able to process these volumes of patients, because I've actually went out and done gigs for people where I would like blow their capacity for like their systems at their office. And like now they're down a front desk person because they got too busy and were overwhelmed. So always know that you should be teaching, training, and leveling up your office procedures to make sure that once you do have an influx from great marketing, that you're able to retain the amount of people that get brought into your offices too. So I just want to shoot the cautionary flare out there saying, hey, new patients are awesome. Rapid expansion and growth is awesome, but also having a system in place that can retain. And one of the great one-liners for chiropractors is get them to stay, pay, and to refer. And if you have them come in through this front door and leave through the side door and they don't come back, then your PVA struggles and you're paying for marketing that really didn't work for you.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that's big. I mean, when you were out here last year, I think you signed up 89 paid appointments in 2 days or 3 days. I mean, the average office, if you were to do that, it would be, they would be distraught. And you're right. You'd probably have 2 people quit the following week. So having those systems in place and learning how to, sort of plug and play that type of marketing is huge. And that's just one of the other things, I mean, people will learn how to do if they come to, an office like this and learn this type of system.
Well, I really appreciate you spending some time with me today, Dr. Matt. I know that somebody's going to be raising their hand quite quickly to come and work with you. We'll see how things pan out over the next week or two, and we'll see how many applicants come through. And I'll just keep on charging forward with you and doing my best to get somebody out to your awesome clinic up there in Grand Rapids.
I appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for making time and connecting with me. If you guys were out there and you found some value in this Facebook Live interview, hashtag value in the comments down there. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay if you made it to the end of this interview with Dr. Matt and myself. And if you do us one big favor, hit the big share button down there. I know it's the button's probably hot right now because we've been lighting this thing on fire. But hit the share button for us so other people can see the opportunity that Dr. Matt has up there at Grand Rapids. And I'm just going to go ahead and close out by saying love and appreciate every single one of you. You guys make the world a better place by letting us keep free speech alive and well with Chiro Hustle. And you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.